Gaza proves the UN is broken. Why is the world top body can't stop the suffering? Welcome to our Head News 23. My name is Oganekar. Last Wednesday, something unusual happened at the United Nations. Security Council, for once almost every country sitting at the table, agreed on one thing. The crisis in Gaza is a man-made disaster. 14 out of 15 members, everyone except United States, called for an immediate ceasefire, the release of Israeli hostages, and the lifting of restrictions on aid. It could have been a historic moment. Instead, it became a reminder of how powerless the UN has become. Even when the world's most powerful peace and security body agrees, one country's veto is enough to block action. This is the case. The United States stepped in to protect Israel, leaving millions of Palestinians to continue suffering. For nearly 2 years, Gaza has faced destruction that many historians and legal experts now call genocide. Families have been wiped out, hospitals bombed, and children starved. And the shocking part is the world is not ignoring it. We all know that what is happening. The law exists to stop it. However, the global system is designed in such a way that morality often yields to power. The UN Security Council was created after the Second World War with 5 permanent members: the US, the UK, France, Russia, and China, holding veto power. It wasn't built to serve humanity, it was built to protect the interests of the victors of that war. That design means that when crimes are committed, when the evidence is clear, and when people are crying for justice, one powerful country can silence the rest of the world. Gaza has now become the clearest example of this failure. International law forbids using starvation as a weapon. It demands that civilians and hospitals be protected, but the UN cannot enforce these laws, not because the rules end there, but because one veto can block justice. People across the globe have marched, protested, and demanded action. Civil society has spoken up. Almost every state in the Security Council understands the urgency, but the paralysis continues. And that reveals the bitter truth. The international order is not designed to serve justice, but to shield the powerful. If the United States can veto action on Gaza, then Russia can do the same on Ukraine or Syria. China can do the same elsewhere. Atrocities become bargaining chips in global politics, while those suffering on the ground are left without hope. Minor reforms won't fix this. The veto itself is not a flaw, it is a weapon. As long as one country can block the will of the world, accountability for crimes will remain impossible. What if we need a complete rethinking of how the world responds to crisis? Humanity should come first, not political alliances. International law should be above personal interests. Stopping mass killings and starvation should never be negotiable. The Security Council's recent call for a ceasefire in Gaza may sound good, but it came too late. Years and tens of thousands of lives too late. Entire generations have been destroyed while the Council debated. And it's not just Gaza crying for ceasefire. The world itself needs a break. A ceasefire with the old system, with the outdated hierarchy of power created in 1945. Only then can we rebuild a new global order that actually defends humanity, rather than living in hostage to the decision of a few. At our Head News, we believe stories like this matters because they show us the truth about the world we live in. The UN was meant to stop the wars and protect the vulnerable. Today, it is failing. It is its most important mission. The Gaza is the tragic proof of that failure. Tell us what you think in the comments. Do you believe the UN can be reformed, or is it time to build something entirely new? This has been your host, Oganekar, with our Head News 23. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the truth must be told.